stick snap, helmets crack, crowd roars with a splash. Late night stadium lights, frostbitten fight. Goalies guard the cage, fortress tight. Backhand slap shot, top shelf swish. Defenders on the hunt, forwards hungry like fish. Rounds up the rink, puck kings, royalty on ice. Penalty box full, referees ain't that nice. From boards to boards, our allegiance sworn. Skating through the storm, born with skates worn. Breakaway dreams, enforcers finish the scheme. Bruised up scores, victories extreme. Coach barks orders, sharp like guillotine. Team moves like clockwork, precise, pristine. Red lights, blue lines, carving up the ice. Check hard, dig deep, pay that sacrifice. Win or lose, no excuse, loyalty suffice. Grind until the end, skate wars precise. Red lights, blue lines, carving up the ice. Check hard, dig deep, pay that sacrifice. Win or lose, no excuse, loyalty suffice. Grind until the end, skate wars precise. Rouse up the rink, puck kings, royalty on ice. Penalty box full, referees ain't that nice. From boards to boards, our allegiance sworn. Skating through the storm, born with skates warm. Rockaway dreams, puck kings, royalty on ice. Penalty box full, referees ain't that nice. From boards to boards, our allegiance sworn. Skating through the storm, born with skates worn. Breakaway dreams, enforcers finish the scheme. Bruised up scores.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rinkside with Fatal and Haas. I am Haas, and I am joined by my host here, Fatal. Fatal, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Man, I'm doing good. What a wild week we had here in Rink Rivals, man. But yeah, we're just getting into the mix of things, let's say the least.
Yeah, what a wild week it was, but we have a lot to talk about. And tonight we are going to have a great conversation with our guest tonight. He is the manager of Elite. Goalie, how you doing
Hello.
tonight, dude?
I'm doing great. You?
Doing good, man. Doing good. What a
Excited for
great,
this.
what a great season you're having, Fatal.
Yeah,
I'll let you start it off here.
goalie, welcome, dude. Manager of Elite. Definitely kicking ass right now for sure. Not looks like you guys aren't gonna be stopping anytime soon. But with that being said, goalie, let's talk a little bit about your draft. You know, you took over coming in as a manager. Talk to us about your experience for your first draft here in Rink Rivals.
I mean, it was super simple. I mean, Rai is really good at what he does. I just had to like type in names and click enter. It's super easy. I got my top guys that I wanted. I got my forwards, and I got some great defensemen late too.
Yeah,
I think the most important thing is those names were there when you were up to draft,
Yes.
which in a snake draft is hard. It's not easy to get your guys in a snake draft, and you did it.
Yeah, especially with 18 teams. I tried to trade up in the second round, or I guess you could say down, but it's like up. But yeah, but I couldn't. Nobody wanted to move down.
all right. Well, with that being said, you got yourself quite the team in the draft. So, let's just ask this question. So, did your draft board coincide with who you did pick, or was there a couple of names that got away from you, let's say?
Yes, there was one name. There was a Delphic Sheet. I was looking at him.
Okay.
There was also Spitcan for a goalie, but I ended up with CN because he was still available. I think was round 4. Um, yeah, those are the main 2 names. Everything else, I just looked at their stats. They looked good, so I picked them.
He said ended up with CN. Not like he's a cup champion or anything.
Or
Well,
Not
or
like he's won a cup.
CN's
yeah.
like CN's actually been unreal this season. So
Absolutely. Like you were talking about Delphic, right? Delphic is phenomenal. He's been doing
yeah,
really well on D. I played against him, and the guy is no joke. The guy is a mastermind on the back end. So, but nonetheless, if you go ahead and look at your team right now, it doesn't look like you need any kind of guy named Delphic, right? Because you guys are just booming right now. But let's talk about the big move that you did so far this season, and that was essentially drop Mafia Killer and picked up Obi. Um, talk to us a little bit about that little situation.
I mean, there was Mafia. He's a great forward. He knows how to score goals. He played defense. He's like a decent defender. It's just he just didn't like he could. There was like no space for him. There was no way we could have played him at all. And we'd rather have. Okay, well that sounds kind of rude, but we wanted an actual backup defenseman in OB. So had to drop him unfortunately. But I'm sure whatever team he's on or gets picked up by will he'll do great.
And that's the thing, like a good manager knows talent, right? And you you clearly stated that essentially you just didn't want to waste that talent of Mafia on the bench.
Yeah.
But Obi is known for being a backup player, let's say, because if I'm not mistaken, I think he won a cup with Just Gonna Send It in season 1 as a backup.
Yes. Yep.
So, you got yourself one hell of a stud backup guy there. He's not going to complain. He'll show up when he needs to, and he'll just let the boys ride it out until they need him. So I think it was a good move. And yeah, dude, just
Season
killing
2,
it.
Fatal. It was the elephant.
Was it season 2?
It was the elephant, yes.
Okay, that's my bad. I knew he was a cup champion, but yeah, no, fantastic job there. Haas, you got anything for goalie here?
You know, your team's only been killing it. We'll go over the points and stuff later, but you have in assist, you have 3 out of the top 5 are players on your team, with Riker at 1, Trash Dev at 2, and goalie yourself at number 4. Points, 3 out of the top 5 in points, which is unbelievable. Goalie, you at number 1, Riker, and then Trash Dav, and then plus minus. All of the top 5 in plus minus are your team. Sabrangi at number 1, you at number 2, Riker at number 3, Trash Dav at number 4, and Champ at number 5. That is pretty unbelievable to have all those guys top plus minus. You guys are killing it so far. Um, let's just hope you can keep up the momentum. And I mean, I don't believe you need to make any moves at all. Have you thought about any at all other than the ad drop that you had made?
I mean, I've had talks with other managers, but not really. It's more them hitting me up for guys, but
Trying
other
to
than
steal
that,
those guys, trying to
I don't
get
want to
some
say too.
traits
I don't want to
going.
say too much. I don't want to say too much. There's probably some managers listening.
But
Oh man.
let's talk a little bit about your back end, and you have Champ back there and Sprangy. I had
Yeah.
Sprangy on my farewell tournament. Sprangy, to me, when he was on my team, good defenseman. He likes to carry the puck. Um,
hmm
good. He makes some smart decisions, but also he made some crazy bad decisions as well. But that's any defenseman for that matter. I'm not too familiar with Champ on D. I've seen him play forward a lot, and on forward, he's the type of player you say, this is how we're playing, and he'll adapt and he'll play that way. How is he on the defensive side? Is he better than you expected, or was he exactly what you expected?
Well, I mean, we picked him up to be a utility guy because he had like every position basically. Uh, I messaged him, asked him if he could play defense. He said he could. Every game he's playing, he's looked great defensively. I mean, he has a great poke check. He basically pokes everything, which is crazy. Um, he has a decent thumb on it too. I mean, yeah, he's just solid overall.
Right on.
Yeah. I mean, I've known Champ for a long time. That goes back to other leagues, and he's always a reliable guy that's going to show up. He is a Swiss Army knife, can play anywhere. And like Fatal said, I really haven't seen him play D a whole lot, but I have seen him play a little bit, and he's not bad. I definitely think he's gotten better than he used to be. I think he's a lot better now than what he used to be. Um, like Swiss said in the chat, he definitely has noticed improvement over the years, and I agree. Um, so good on him. Good for him. I think it's well deserved. He's been here, for a couple seasons now, and really hasn't gotten a whole lot of a chance. But he's he's doing great things for you guys. So
Yeah, I want to add a little bit to that too. Really, he got his start last season, right? With some to prove as that backup player, and every time he slotted in, he produced. So it's nice to see. Like whenever I knew Champ, he was a manager in another league that we were in, and he was the type of manager that essentially would be down at the other end licking the glass while the play is going on. Uh, but nice to see Champ has turned it around, and I'm so happy that he's getting an opportunity with Elite. So, with that being said, speaking about Elite, give us a little history of this team name, how it came to fruition, and all that.
Well, I mean, it's very simple. Riker made a club at the start of the year, called it Elite. I thought about managing, and he's like, "What do you want to call your club?" And we just play in that club Elite. So I was like, "Just call it Elite. Be Elite."
So,
It's that
Riker was
simple.
in the plans before his
Of
Rink
course,
Rivals
that's my
inception.
boy. Of course.
Also, I think I was playing with you there the other day. I think one of your boys too. I believe it is Washed Bob, that is on Just Gonna Send It. Am I
Yeah,
mistaken?
yeah. He's my buddy.
Right on. Was there any chances of you looking to grab him as well?
No, he's ass.
You heard it here
oh, the
first.
honesty, I love it.
You heard it here first.
I
Wash
love it.
Bob, you're an ass apparently. I love it.
Yeah.
All right then, let's head on over to
He's
week
ass.
2, night 1, nightly recaps. Haas, I'll throw this to you, buddy.
All right, we are going to start with Elite against the Decks. Elite's going to sweep the Decks 6-2, 10-3, and 4-2. Then the Raiders versus Chaos. We had Chaos winning game 1 4-2, losing game 2 in overtime 7-6, and winning game 3 3-2. High Glass Hockey against Smoke Show. Smoke Show getting 1, winning 6-5, and then High Glass Hockey winning 5-4 in overtime, and then 3-2. Friend Tip winning the series over Evil Nature 4-3, 3-1 Evil Nature game number 2, and 6-2 Friend Tip in game number 3. And then Shorzy Snipers against Too Many Men 6-4, 5-4, and 8-2. Shorzy Snipers getting the sweep. And then Back to Basics Just Gonna Send It. Just Gonna Send It wins game 1 5-2, and then Back to Basics wins the series, winning the last 2 games 5-4 and 7-3. And then Murder Muppets getting their first losses of the season against Voodoo Child. Murder Muppets would go on to win 4-3 in overtime in game number 1, lose 1-0 in game number 2, and then lose 6-3 in game number 3. And then we have the Association against Reservoir Dogs. Reservoir Dogs win the series 2-1, winning game number 1 5-3, and game number 3 8-6. The Association winning game number 2 4-2. Lucky Sevens against No Regretskis getting the sweep there, winning 5-2, 6-2, and 3-2 in overtime. Fatal, anything jumping out at you here? I see a couple overtime games. We had some excitement.
Yeah, we called the feature matchup was Voodoo Child versus Murder Muppets, and man, what a series that was! I
Yep.
believe you and myself were there for that one, and man,
Yes.
what a back and forth series! Definitely, I believe it was Superstar that had to
Oh,
stand on his freaking head all night for the Murder Muppets because the shots were lopsided, but like you kept on saying, Haas, it's not about how many, it's about how many that goes in. And man, Murder Muppets stayed with them. They took one game in the overtime, but Superstar stood out to me as the star of that series.
yeah, I agree. Superstar right now leading in saves, total saves, and save percentage in the league, and there is no surprise there. Swizz World, thank you for the sub. Also, Snow Owen, thanks for the sub, and CN65, thank you for the sub. I know you guys did a little bit ago, but I did see it. Wanted to recognize you. Thank you. Um, but yeah, I love the overtimes. The overtimes are great. They're thrillers, but that 1-0 game was pretty good too. Very close game. And I believe they scored it with like 20 seconds left, if I do remember correctly. So it was 0-0 the whole game
Yeah.
up until the final minute of the third period. So
And another one we gotta talk about is gonna be the Mighty Dex versus Elite. Let's turn that over to goalie. So goalie, you played Mighty Dex on night one. Tell me what the keys were to success, and if you guys seen anything in your play that could have, needed some tightening up.
Um, Not really. Our game plan is just pass me, Dav, or Riker the puck and go score some goals. That's basically it.
Well,
I
goal.
mean, Riker and Dav are so elite. Like I mean, there's like not really much else to do. They're just so good. Just pass them the puck.
That's right. And let's talk a little bit about. Let's address the big elephant in the room. Goalie, you were the first one that I seen use that left trigger maneuver, and you execute that quite freaking well. I think probably one of the better players in the league that can do that at any given moment and absolutely burn the defenseman and bury some goals. Dude, how did you find out about that little the little flaw in NHL 25?
I mean, I'm like I used to play HUD a lot, and obviously I started playing HUD at the start of the year, and it's like what everybody was doing. So searched up a YouTube video how to do it, learn how to do it. And it's just that easy,
Well, you are
that simple.
executing it at a high rate, and it's showing there with what you guys are doing there in Elite Land. So, Haas, let's head on over to night two, which was last night.
all right. Here we go. We got the Raiders against the Decks. The Raiders winning the series 2-1. The Decks will win game 1 6-2. Raiders winning game 2 7-6. And Raiders winning game number 3 5-2. And then Elite coming out against High Glass Hockey and dominating. 6-5 game 1, 10-4 in game 2, and 6-2 in game number 3. And then Chaos against Evil Nature. Chaos wins 2 of 3, winning 4-1 in game 1, 3-2 in game number 2. And then Evil Nature taking game number 3, 6-2. Smoke Show against Shorzy Snipers. Smoke Show winning game number 1, 5-4 in overtime. Shorzy Snipers win 2-0 in game number 2. And then 9-3 Smoke Show in game number 3. And then we have Back to Basics, Friend Tip. That was the featured matchup. We had Friend Tip winning 6-2, Back to Basics 4-2, and then Friend Tip 5-4 in game number 3. And then we have Reservoir Dogs Just Gonna Send It, winning the series 2-1. Just Gonna Send It getting the 6-3 win, 4-1 win, and then Reservoir Dogs winning 8-2. Very odd. And then Lucky Sevens against Murder Muppets. All Lucky Sevens here, 8-1, 5-2, and 6-3, sweeping Murder Muppets. So Murder Muppets are now on a 5-game losing streak, which is pretty unbelievable the way they started the year. But now we have the Association and No Regretskis. The Association winning 5-4. No Regretskis winning 4-1. And then the Association winning 7-1 to win the series 2-1. Yeah, it's crazy. The Friend Tip Back to Basics was a good series. I believe that third game, Friendship won the game in the final minute. Again, I think we had another final minute winner. So great series there. Murder Muppets, man. What is going on?
Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about that later, but yeah. Let me talk about your former team, Haas, the Mighty Ducks, because I got to play in goal, and you actually got to call a couple of I think the last game,
Last game,
the
yep.
last game. So we won the series 2-1. Lost the first game 6-2. A lot of defensive breakdown, not a lot of team defense in game one. Then game two, we were up, I believe it was like 4-1, and they came back and we won that in overtime. So it doesn't
Yeah,
say that was overtime, but it was overtime that we won that
okay.
because
I did.
it took 3 restarts to finish that game. It
Well,
was
I
insane.
do remember saying to Rye Guy, goaltending optional in that game
I wouldn't say
because
it
it
was
was so high.
optional. I wouldn't say it was
Goaltending and
optional.
defense. Yeah.
Defense was optional, 100%. I had some decent stats considering how many shots I faced. I faced a lot of odd man rushes. I've stopped some. I've let in more than I stopped some. But regardless, that last game, our boys just took right over. I felt that I played a really good game in net and made some big saves. But yeah, dude, it was a good time. Getting a start with the Raiders, but let's head on over to goalie. Goalie, yet again, coming in, sweeping again. We're not seeing many sweeps this season, other mostly from your team. So, dude, talk to us about this series a little bit.
I mean, we knew going into it. No offense to the other teams, because the decks were actually like pretty good, but this was probably the best team we played so far. Um, they have pretty good forwards. I mean, obviously Teaspoon, I think, was second overall, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, we just had the same game plan as the other two series. Just score goals, like just pass us the puck. I mean, we scored. I think we've scored 10 goals in every series at least once.
That's
I mean,
insane.
thanks to
Wow.
Riker and Dav. Dav and Riker are really good. I mean, just sometimes they just both do everything. Like I don't even have to. Sometimes I just watch and they just go and score. I mean,
It's incredible what you've done so far. And like you were talking about, we just go out and continue to do what we've been doing, right? You don't fix what's not broken. That's the old
exactly.
saying, right? So hats off to that. Haas, what stands out to you amongst last night's series?
Um. Well, your game was great, by the way. I got to
Thank you.
call your game. That was good. My thing is Murder Muppets, man. What is going on in Murder Muppet land? We have Lucky Sevens surging, which is awesome to see. Benzet there in at the helm. So, and they pretty handily beat Murder Muppets. Like to me, that's not even close.
All right. And I agree with you. Like, Just Gotta Send It has a really good roster, right? And then out of nowhere, you see Just Gotta Send It winning 6-3, then 4-1, and then losing 8-2. So that's just crazy to see.
Yeah.
But, all right, Haas, let's head on over to some of the trades that has happened this past week. And let's talk about this one. So the Mighty Ducks have traded Truly and you, my boy Haas, to No Regretskis in return for Leclerc and Scribbles. So I look at this. I haven't played with Truly in NHL 25, so I can't really talk about his NHL 25 game, but I could talk about how he played on NHL 24. Really good defenseman. Um, can shut down some players. And then you got Haas. Haas, you can fit in anywhere. You're better at the left side. You know what you're doing. You can bury some goals at a rapid pace. But the problem there is that part time, right?
Oh yeah,
But
I'm not gonna play a game all season.
but let's be
Oh
on.
yeah.
Oh, but let's be honest here. Then you got on the other side Leclerc, who is a first round pick for the Raiders, got shipped over for me and Bane. And yeah, and then
Some would say that was a trade.
some would say that's a trait, but hey, I got 2 wins as a Raider. So
Yeah, and you love the Raiders. So.
I'm 2 more wins than actually having, the Raiders NFL record this season. So
Right.
just saying. But no, you have Leclerc, first round pick, phenomenal player, also part time. And then you got Scribbs. Scribbs, good defenseman.
Ribs.
But when you pressure him, I feel like he gets a little flustered a little bit.
Oh
But
man, that poor guy
he can't
takes
stay out of the
20
box,
penalties.
eh?
He takes 20 penalties a game. Let's be real here. Oh man, we were calling the game last night for a little bit, your last game, and he was in the box I think twice
Yeah.
in one period, and we're like, bruh, can't be doing that.
No. But so Haas, what do you think of this trade? Your personal opinion on this trade?
Um, to be honest, I think it's even for the fact that Leclerc is a better forward than me, and truly is a better defenseman than Scribbles. And I think a lot of that has to do with the penalty problems for Scribbs. So I think it was actually pretty even, to be honest, because you were getting a better position player. Each team was getting a better position player and giving up a worse. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
get
each
I
team,
get it.
like I would say Scribbs Truly's better than Scribbs, and then Leclerc's better than me.
Okay. Goalie, what do you think of this trade?
I mean, I know Scribbles. He was my owner farewell tournament. Great guy, but I do agree he gets scared with the puck when you pressure him. But he's solid. Leclerc, I think I'm pretty sure he's a QC, right?
Yeah, yes.
He's French. He's part time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I know Truly Cad. We made him look like a cone in our series. But I think the Decks probably win it. I mean, they get an elite forward. I know he's part time, which probably hurts a lot. But honestly, I've never played with Haas. No disrespect, but
I'm
I've
shit.
never
It's okay.
never played with you, so I'm not really sure what that side of the trade works. But I think the Decks probably win that trade.
Okay. All right. So let's head on over to the next trade. Regretski's back at it again. This was a big one in my eyes. Love to see it. As you got Rubber Ducky heading over to No Regretskis. In return, going to back to basics is going to be good old bag shot. Shovel chins are being shipped left, right, and center out of the No Regretski zone. So,
Right.
yeah, I think this was an even trade across.
So do I.
Rubber Ducky, Cup champion. Bag shot not, but has a good opportunity going over to back to basics as there's a good team that has been built there. So interesting to see, but I think this was a fair trade across the board. Haas, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, Ducky is obviously cup winner, 2-time, right? Great player. Bagshot was in the final, lost to Ducky, right? In season 2 with medium-sized men. And now, like, I believe it's a very fair trade. I believe if Ducky plays center, he has a good chance to go back to the glory again. I think he's a great center. I really do. And I think Bagshot, he won the when he played in season 2, he won the Selkie trophy, I believe, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And in other leagues that we've played in, he's won the Selkie as well. So, and I think, I think it's a good trade. I really do. Bagshot is a good player.
All right. Goalie, what do you think of this one, dude?
To be honest, I have no idea who Backshot is. I've never seen him play, never played with him. But Rubber Ducky, I mean, he beat me in the finals last season. Uh, a lot of tips, a lot of tip goals.
He
But
loves that tip.
yes, he does. But he's great at passing it from behind the net. His behind the net passes, he's really good at it. I mean, he's a solid center. Just wish I knew more about Bagshot to see like who actually won the trade. But Rubber Ducky's really good.
Right on, right on. All right. So we're going to head over
Oh,
to
boy.
one here that has got a lot of buzz going around the league. And it is a big reversed trade between the Murder Muppets and too many men. So Murder
Oh boy.
Muppets tried to send over Crazy Joe Davola, Devin Disciple, Quinn Man, and Allen. And in return, going to the Muppets was Blue Line King, Thorny, NXPX, and Dancing Tank. So yeah, trade reversed Haas.
The old veto.
Yeah, the old veto has struck here in season 4. But yeah, man, it's that's one thing that
Well, here's the thing, Fatal.
yeah.
What was the whole problem here? Because I I read Gen Chat, but I didn't get what was going on.
All right, I'm gonna pull back a little bit of this curtain, but I'm not gonna fully pull it open so you guys can see. But there was a player that was in this trade going on over to a team that has refused to play the position that he was told that he would be playing. So right then and there, once you refuse to play a position that you were signed up for, that's an
So he
immediate
signed up.
2 strikes.
He signed up and went for a position and refused to play that position.
So it was a secondary position he had on his sign up, and he refused to play that position. Therefore, told such manager that I'm not playing that position. I'm not playing. Trade me. So once you refuse, that's an immediate 2 strikes. And then it just went on and on and on, and there was a lot of disrespect and violations, which resulted in a ban. So one of the players was banned from this, so the trade was reversed.
All right, and I see the other insight coming into the chat. Got it. And there is no place for any of that, and I just want to say that right now. That stuff is not taken lightly at all and is very serious, and ELT will not put up with that crap. So don't even think that it's okay to make remarks like that. Yeah, we don't want people here that are like that, because that creates a very bad environment and a very bad look for the league. So don't even think about it.
That's right.
And hi, Neil and Murph. How you guys doing tonight?
We're trying to build something that is fun. It's virtual hockey. We're having a good time here. It's we don't want people bringing it down because we spend a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears here in Rink Rivals to bring you guys this league and the content that you see from our show to the live broadcasts and calling of the games, to the McNasty's podcast, to everything that you see in the Discord. Our guy works really hard, and stuff like this just becomes deflating, and it makes it hard to juggle a few things. But we manage, and we're not gonna take it laying down. We're not just gonna let things slide. No, we have rules in place for a reason, and you don't follow them, there's consequences. But do you want to touch base on this at all? Any goalie? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know a lot about the guys from the Murder Muppets going to the Too Many Men side. I mean, I know it got reversed, but I know Thorny. We sunned him when we played him in the series. He couldn't do anything against us. We owned him, and yeah, I mean, he's not a great guy. I know before the season started, he was like pretty nice and everything. And then right after the series, he just started like, or even like couple hours before the series, he just started just being super toxic. Not a great guy at all. He's just weird.
Yeah,
Don't need that here.
no, and that's the main thing, right? Like I said, we're trying to build a good community here. Keep the toxicity away. If you got a problem with somebody, take it to the DMs. Don't voice it everywhere else, man, because it just brings the vibes down for everybody. So if you want to yell at somebody, my DMs are always open. Come and yell at me. I'll take it like a man. But
I yell at him all the time.
yeah, Haas yells at me all the time, saying how fat I am and everything like that. But so that'll touch base on the little bit of drama that we had. But what's gonna go on next is probably the best part of this show for me, anyways, and that's gonna be none other than the Fat Owl joke of the day. Are you ready, goalie?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Alrighty.
boy.
So this might hit home to somebody or some people, but
Oh man.
what did the employee do when they quit their job? So what did the employee do when they quit their job?
I don't know. Go get another job.
They threw a see you later party and returned.
Okay.
So there we have it. The Fat Al joke of the day.
Oh man.
Love it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, let's talk about a little bit of the ad and the drop. Sorry, before we get into Haas's little stick here.
Oh, wait a second.
There's
We have a first time chatter, Fatal.
we do.
Finn, what is going on?
What up, Finn? Welcome. But dude, let's talk about Mafia Killer being picked up yet again and then dropped for OG Yeti. So Yeti becomes a part of the association. What do you think about that, Haas? I know you know Yeti from a long time ago.
I'm happy for Yeti. I really am. And I really hope he gets playing time, and I really hope he plays because that man deserves to be playing. And yes, I dropped him too. Bring it up. Everybody's going to bring it up. Haas, you dropped him and you were the Yetis. Ha, 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 ha. Get the hell out of here. Yeti, I hope you get to play. And I really do hope you make an impact on that team.
But yeah, so with that being said, Haas, I want to remind everybody here at Rink Rivals on game nights, ladies and gentlemen, on game nights, you can head on over to the Chill Zone at rinkrivals.com/Chill Zone to check out what Rye Guy has built. You can watch one game, you can watch all of them all at once and still engage with the Twitch chat. So make sure you head on over to that. So looking forward to seeing all that. And unfortunately, there will be no announcement today of Player of the Week. We had to deal with a little bit of something that was urgent, but we will get that to you as soon as we can. So bear with us. That's right, Swizz. Chelzone is goated. But let's head on over to Haas's favorite part, baby.
Yeah, baby. As you guys know, all around the world, head on over to www.shop.rinkrivals.com. Grab all your merchandise, your mugs, your hats. You need that sweater. It's cold out. And PA, it's like -5 this morning. What are we doing here? We want the mouse and the mouse pad. Where did the mouse and the mouse pad go? Rye Guy finally got his shit off my graphic. About time. We also have McNasty shirts. We have Rinkside shirts. Just if you guys could support the cause, it goes to a great cause. And if you head on over to www.shop.rinkrivals.com to grab all your merch.
That's right, man. Well, with that being said, man, I want to thank the community for heading on in here. It's been great. And Chandler, shut up. That was actually a really good joke.
I didn't
that
know
was
if
a
you saw
really
that or
good
not.
joke. That was phenomenal. But no,
Man.
thanks to the community again for coming out. And one more thing to Chandler. Chandler ducked me last night, by the way. We had a gentleman's agreement. We were going to fight. And I went to fight him last night. And he told me, oh, I wasn't looking at my screen. And then whenever there was like 1 second left, he tried to fight me. But he couldn't skate out fast enough. So who's the real fat one?
That's wild. And by the way, Finn in the chat, you join that Discord, you type /sign-up player or /sign-up, right?
/sign-up waiver.
Any of the Discord channels, sign up waiver, and you can actually be a waiver for this season and get games in and get yourself known in case people don't already know you.
Right on.
And install UFC.
Yeah, because we do have a looking for group now for UFC 5.
Yes. Fatal and Haas. Fatal and Haas will be in the octagon one of these weeks on a Friday night.
Bring it on, Daddy Haas. But no, again, I want to thank Goalie. Goalie, thank you so much for coming on. It was a last minute thing, but man, what a pleasure. And any shout outs for you, dude?
I'll just shout out my teammates and shout out the Montreal Canadiens. They're a fucking wagon.
Yeah, buddy. What's the score there now?
I think they're losing, so I'm calling them a wagon while they're losing. But it's 4-2. I'm pretty sure.
That's all right. That's all right. Who would have thought where Montreal would be at this stage of this season? So hats off to them. Hats off to goalie. Goalie undefeated with his team, killing it as usual. Love it. Haas, anything else, buddy?
Other than checking out the McNasties Monday mornings. No, I don't think so. Other than thank you guys for coming out, watching. Almost 50 of you here tonight. Actually, it might have been over 50. But we appreciate it. And CN, I'm looking into that right now for you.
Yeah, we'll look at that. But nonetheless, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Rinkside with Fela Haas with our guest tonight and goalie, manager of Elite, undefeated, looking into going into week 3 and coming out of week 3 undefeated again. But best of luck to goalie and the rest of the teams out there. I'm Fatal. That's my boy Haas. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.